Republican State Representative Shae Sortwell says the bill he and several other lawmakers are proposing keeps marijuana legal in Wisconsin, but changes the way possession law is enforced.
So what we're going to do is everything under half an ounce, 14 grams, will be a civil forfeiture similar to a speeding ticket. Secondly, between half an ounce and an ounce, that is going to stay at current law. In addition, what we do is for mere possession under that ounce, we get rid of the repeat offense, felony bump.
Democratic Representative Ortiz-Velez is co-sponsor for the bill with Sortwell.
We can get rid of that patchwork at the local ordinances in different areas, so we can set a standard across the state.
Ortiz-Velez believes law enforcement will have some discretion under the legislation.
We know that we have burdened our criminal justice system. When we think about all the people who have received extended sentences in our state, it is costing taxpayers in Wisconsin millions and millions of dollars a year for small amounts of medicine, of marijuana.
Also, the legislation provides liability protections for employers who choose not to drug test most workers.
So Speaker Robin Vos has resisted marijuana reform in the past. So do you think that his answer will be different this time?
I had brought up the basic idea to Robin a few months ago while I was still working on this bill, while we were trying to work out some kinks. And he didn't have a hard, fast answer for me. He said he would take a look at the bill.
Ortiz-Velez says Democratic leadership in the state legislature will support any measures that move the marijuana reform issue further.
This will soon be home to individuals in the Oshkosh area experiencing homelessness. The president and CEO of the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation says it's much needed.
The community of Oshkosh has been addressing the homeless continuum for some time, and the community has quite a few crisis situations where places provide food and shelter, but we don't have an organized group to take a person from homelessness back to self-sufficiency.
According to the Winnebago Land Housing Coalition's 2021-2022 Homeless Continuum Report, 1,624 Oshkosh and Southern Winnebago County individuals received homeless services through state continuum and care-funded organizations in December of 2020 through March 2021. Oshkosh officials are hoping to address the need for homeless services by opening this new transitional shelter operated by COTS.
The site behind me, formerly a shelter of father cars, will serve as transitional living now, a next step into independent living for those in the community.
And so individuals can and sometimes do live with us for up to 2 years. And then we support them once they move into independent housing for the next 3 years.
The purchase of the facility was mostly funded by donations. John Neiman, executive director of Father Carr's Place to Be, says he hopes his organization will act as a feeder program for COTS.
We take our residents on a limited basis. Sometimes it's 3 to 6 months. We try to get them back on their feet to save their money. And then when they leave here, they don't really have any other place to go. So COTS is going to be that program for them, where COTS will help them manage their money, help give them other programs so they can stay on their feet, and then eventually rent a house or an apartment.
This is a process, not an event. And so we count on the other members of the continuum that are helping them through the crisis. When they get to us, we help put some wheels under that bus so that they can live independently into the future.
The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction is publishing report cards for the current school year for public and choice schools. DPI says COVID stopped that from happening last year.
State law requires all public schools and school districts, charter schools, and private schools participating in parental choice programs to receive an annual school report card. The report card requirements were suspended in the previous year, but they remain active for this year.
Report card ratings range from schools and districts that significantly exceed expectations to failing to meet expectations. The new data out Tuesday shows how some of the districts in our area fared, including Greenbay, Appleton, Neenah, and Oshkosh. Of those 4, only Appleton came in at exceeding expectations.
You can also see a message in the middle of the front page urging caution when interpreting scores and ratings on this year's report card, given the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Scores are calculated in 4 priority areas: achievement, growth, target group outcomes, and on track to graduation. By law, the more economically disadvantaged students a school or district has, the more the growth category contributes to its overall score, allowing the institutions to be rewarded for advancing students' progress, regardless of their starting level.
This means that as the percent of students who are considered economically disadvantaged or in schools or districts increases, the weight of growth increases and the weight of achievement decreases, and vice versa.
DPI also held a webinar session to help better understand how to read its report cards and introduce some changes made to them this year. One of those changes was to now include a space where districts and schools showcase information that wouldn't otherwise show up on the report cards.
The Oshkosh Area School District is making an effort to get kids 5 through 11 years old vaccinated. The district hosted its second vaccine clinic. And Fox 11's Katrina Nickel tells us how the effort to get younger kids vaccinated is going so far.
9-year-old Ashton Bang is a 3rd grader in the Oshkosh School District and got his first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine during a clinic hosted by OASD.
I knew it was going to be good for me because it would help me fight off COVID.
Ashton's mom, Zong Vang, says it was an easy decision to go get her youngest son vaccinated, saying it's no different than getting your annual flu shot.
When his older brothers did get it, there were lots of questions, and so it's just taking that time to explain things and explain to him that it's something that's going to be helpful and to help reduce the risk of, getting sick.
Department of Health Services Secretary Designee Karen Timberlake says the state is seeing high demand in getting younger kids vaccinated, saying they're in the tens of thousands of Wisconsinites ages 5 to 11 getting vaccinated, who only became eligible earlier this month.
Get the facts from medical professionals and get your questions answered. It's perfectly okay to have questions, but it's important to go to the healthcare professionals in your life to get those questions answered.
The state says one of the highest rates of transmission is between kids 5 to 11 years old, which is why they're encouraging them to come out to clinics like this and get vaccinated.
Some of the highest rates of new infections were in kids because kids have either not been eligible to be vaccinated.
Oshkosh School District Superintendent says the vaccine is not a requirement for their students, and the district has not discussed how getting more students vaccinated could change COVID-19 protocols.
Our focus now is just on accessibility, being able to provide accessibility for all families and especially for our younger kids now who haven't had that opportunity.
Oshkosh School District will be revisiting its mask policy in the next couple of months.
The Oshkosh School District partnered with the Winnebago County Health Department to host that vaccine clinic. More than 150 doses were given at the very first clinic.